We have our body, the sides are glued together using the blocks. And now it's time to radius dish sand these. So here is my 28-foot radius dish. I am doing my front first. So on your body, on mine, I have arrows pointing towards the front, showing the front or the top. And you also see I have the whole thing marked in chalk. You can also use Sharpie, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start sanding this, and wherever chalk goes away, you know that was sanded. And we have to get it so the whole thing is all gone with the markings. So, I come to my dish, I make sure this is on here. Oh, also notice that this is sticking out of the frame. You want this good distance so that you're not sanding your frame. And now, just equal pressure with my left and right hand. Fast forward to about 10, 15 minutes from now, you're sweating, you're huffing, puffing, and all your chalk should be gone. So the top side of my guitar has been radius dished, so it should be nice and flat. Now it's time to glue in some kerfing. So I have my homemade reverse kerfing that I did here in the classroom. There's a theory when you are bracing your guitar, and kerfing is considered bracing, that you want every piece of bracing touching another piece of bracing. So when I glue this in, I want to have it nice and tight against that block and that block if I can. Now when you put it in here without glue, this might snap, and that's okay, like that. That's why I'm doing it now before I have glue on the piece. Typically, that bend is somewhat sharp, and same with this bend. So I'm just kind of getting it in here dry first. And then it looks like right around there will be good. So now, because this is reverse kerfing, this is the side I'm putting glue on. If it was regular kerfing, you'd be putting glue on the solid side. So when you do reverse kerfing, it's kind of tough because you have all these little teeth. So what I'm going to try and do is get two kind of streams of it, and now take my finger and try and thin this out so that each tooth is covered. But what's happening is it falls down in there, obviously, in those kerf lines that we made on the bandsaw. So that's why it's kind of tricky. So pretty good job with the first one. I'll hit some of those spots that don't have glue with this. You could also use a glue brush to do this as well. And then it's not on your fingers, but where's the fun in that? Okay, so that looks pretty good. Had some paper towels handy. Now, this end that's gonna go up, I'm just gonna snap this piece off for now. This end that's going up against there, I'm gonna put glue along that. And now when I put it in here, I want the kerfing to be sitting up above my guitar body, about the thickness of my thumbnail, about a sheet of paper. And then the fun part, we just start putting the clothespins on. Make sure there's enough clothespins for you to do yours before you start. The faster you can do this, the better. That way glue isn't dripping and starting to dry and all that stuff, because it is a thin layer you did. Make sure you're not having your kerfing sticking up too high. You need to monitor it as you're doing it. So like right now, I know you can't see on camera, but mine was starting to dip down a little, so raised it up. The big thing is, I don't want the kerfing down below it, because that means I'll have a lot of sanding to do again. So we're just sticking up just a little bit. So we're back here at our radius dish. This is my top. So last time we looked at this, I had dished the body of my guitar, and then we glued our kerfing in about a thumbnail, fingernail thickness above the rim, above the side. So now what I need to do is come back to my radius dish, and the same kind of manner, right, side to side, or however you feel good with that. And you're gonna keep doing that until we get that kerfing now down to the side. So I have my chalk here handy. So I'll take a few minutes, start sanding this, and then we'll check back in on it. If you look at my guitar body, we dished it, we glued kerfing on, and now we've dished the kerfing so it's totally flat. So now it's time to do my back side. Same process of dishing and then kerfing, but this side's harder because we need to make sure that whatever this distance is here is the same here. And whatever it is here, it is here. So you can see I have the spreader out right now, and I measured from the front edge a measurement, and I made a pencil mark. And I did the same thing here, and that's a different number than this one. But those two numbers I then did here and here. That way when I start sanding, I can do a reference. So if we can look at this, you can see there's more meat right here, probably about a 1/4 inch, than if I come to this side and you see how much there is. So meaning when I dish, I gotta go heavier on this side than on this side. So in other words, whatever the thickness is here, I need it to be the same there when I start dishing this. This is the back, so that's gonna have the 15 foot radius curve for the back.
No, you said 15 was the front, wasn't
If we look at my body right now, I just finished dishing the back side. So up to this point, front side was sanded with the 28, then kerfing, and then sanded again. Back, sanded and dished in the 15, kerfing on, and now dished again. Now the body, up to this point, is ready for your back to start getting fit on here, which will be in our next video.